Hey guys, so I've been playing a lot of Titan Quest 2 recently, and I really, unfortunately, I really don't like theory crafting. I usually just, look up other people's guides and go with that, whatever I like best. And this time, what I found is Grunfire's um, Ice-Shard Stormblade build, and so huge props to him. And what I want to talk about in this video is so his guide stops around level 20, I believe, or something, somewhere around that. And of course, like, there are limited amount of spells or skills in the game right now, so of course it's possible that he's not the one who like invented the ice shard build, but I followed his guide up until level 20, and that's why I'm giving him huge props, because that's his video is the one that I followed. And so, but I want to give my perspective on how I went on from there, and also like a small change or small changes that I made to, because usually I play hardcore in these Diablo 2 like games, and that because of that I did a few changes. So one thing I wanted to show is that with the attributes, I believe Grunfire went with full knowledge, which is okay, which is fine. But the problem is that Vigor is the only attribute here that actually gives HP. So as you can see, I have some leftover attribute points. So if I check my HP right now, it's 2468, and if I put one here, you can see that it increased. So um, because of this, what I ended up doing is my logic was that I put every point, if I can, to vigor, and I put enough points into knowledge that I can equip my gear. So basically, I really try to focus on getting knowledge-based gear, or gear that doesn't require any might or agility. And the only time I would put points in either agility or might if I find an item that is just so awesome that I just have to invest points there and put it on. Otherwise, it's vigor all the way and enough points in knowledge to wear the gear, because I really want that additional HP that vigor gives. So that was one thing that I kind of did a bit differently with hardcore in mind. And regarding masteries, so basically, so we can go from core. So in core, I didn't really see anything that really felt like worth investing with the primary attacks. So I went with just improving the dodge skill. So basically cooldown charge, so I can dodge more often before it goes on before I can't, and also distance and speed. And this really made dodge like really smooth, and yeah, I kind of like this. So going on to Storm, Ice-Shards is exactly as Grunfire did. So basically the same build, really. Chaos, homing, torrent, projectile penetration, and 1 point to infused shard. So yeah, exactly the same. and I believe Raging Mind is again exactly the same, and same with Storm Guidance. I will get back to Storm Nimbus in a second, but the basic idea was same, that going Storm enchantment, and yeah, so really the same thing. And in Rogue, again, Deft Hands is the same, and also Vanish is once again the same thing. And from here going forward, with the points, and even I forgot to use my level 40 points here. So there are a few things that really like made sense. Maxing out Storm attunement, so it's just even more additional cold damage. This made perfect sense. So this is a safe a skill to put more passive points into. And then on the Rogue tree, maxing out accuracy. So here again, increased damage and critical hit chance. So that's again, you can't go wrong with that. And same thing with Shadow Arts, which is just increased spell damage all the way. So these were like I felt like really safe choices. And from that point on, I started to, I put a few points here onto dodge, but I bit started to have troubles, you know, where should I put the remaining of my points. And my idea was that basically with Storm adaptation, I can increase my cold resistance and lightning resistance, and also with the feats that it gets, you can increase the maximum resistance you have. And so there are 2 points, 2 reasons for this. One is we are playing hardcore. Of course, we want to have maximum resistance if you can help it, and if it's overcapped or you know, it's like, of course there's a threshold that it becomes like you know, just useless points, but yeah, getting maximum resistances and even increasing the maximum amount of resistance you can have, that's always a good idea for hardcore. And so that was like my number 1 reason for going this route. And the number 2 is so if I handle my resistances, for example my cold resistance and lightning resistance with this passive, and I can handle them even more so if I want to with Storm Nimbus, because this has again lightning resistance and cold resistance, and I can handle my poison resistance issues if I have any with preparation, because this has poison resistance right here. Then what that gives me is that when I'm gearing my character, I can just focus on fire resistance, because that's the only thing that I'm not getting from the tree. I can focus on HP, and I focus on just getting more damage. So cold, increased spell damage, cold damage, increased cast speeds, whatever, just, you know, as an umbrella term, just whatever increased my damage. So it makes my gearing a lot simpler, and what I'm hoping to achieve from that is, of course, even more damage with my character. And with preparation, there's also like this enhanced critical hits that gives again additional critical hit chance that I can use on Ice-Shards, or it increases the crit chance of Ice-Shards. And yeah, basically that's basically it. So yeah, so for Storm Nimbus, I just went with conservation because I had enough lightning and cold resistance, but the preparation was getting a bit out of hand with all the reserved mana it was requiring. So I tried to balance this out, that I have a, I don't know, comfortable amount of reserved energy that is not too much to handle, but it also somewhat buffs the ice shards with infused shard. So yes, something like that was the idea, but honestly, yeah, I really struggle to put my point somewhere. Raging Storm is again, and I'm thinking like, okay, Raging Storm, like 2% increased damage. That's like really like a small amount, but of course that's again additional damage. So why not? I guess if you really don't know where else to put it. And like increased energy, this is again something like I just have no real better idea. So yeah, something like that. That was my thinking. I did like briefly I checked out like Cyclone for on the active side. So I was thinking, okay, what else I can use with Ice-Shards, but the problem is that you have such a huge cast speed that you are just spamming Ice-Shards constantly, and whatever other like ability you would want to use, you just end up not using it. I think it's just really, this is just a one button build at the end of the day, so it's really hard to, you know, to like wiggle some other active skill into the mix. So yeah, that's about it. And yeah, for gearing, it's just so as I mentioned, you know, just with just damage and whatever else I can find. So here you can see that I'm focusing on fire and HP. So this is like a really nice body armor. Of course, I would like to have even more HP if I can get it. Sometimes again, fire resistance, HP. This has cold resistance, which is not that much that necessary for me, but it has HP and cast speed, so perfect. This is just some necklace I found a good while ago. This could use an upgrade. And for example, with rings, this was really something that, so with rings I usually used like resistance rings, but after I made this switch, I was able to focus on, okay, this ring gives me spell damage, this ring gives me cold damage, and I just ended up putting those on instead of focusing solely on resistances, because I was able to get the resistances from the masteries. For the arms, I really want to get an HP one with HP, but I was unable to do so far. At least this gives me cold damage. Everything else is redundant on this piece, unfortunately. Boots, movement speed is nice, and yeah, again, if boots can roll with HP, then that's what I want. Yeah, if it's possible. So yeah, so I managed to hit level 40, which is the max level right now. And just as a like demonstration of the build, I will show you some regular mobs and then some boss. And so before I do that, like probably there are two problems with the build that I can see. One is that because of how Ice-Shards works, sometimes I can't even see what's going on the screen. So that's one problem. And that can make things a bit challenging when you are trying to dodge some potentially one-shot ability of a boss. And the second one, that even though I focus on getting HP, I said I focus on the resistances and so on, the character can still can be hit pretty hard. So it's kind of squishy still. So that's definitely a downside for hardcore. But yeah. So that being said, yeah, I didn't try a boss like in a few levels. So maybe in this video we'll die as well. So who knows? So yeah, the mobs that I can show you right now is level 43. And sorry, they are not level 45. There's just a bug in the game where when you increase the minimum level of the mobs, sometimes it doesn't trigger, and it actually resets them. And you have to spend like 80,000 gold to get them back to your level, and you have to farm like level 20 mobs until you have enough money. So sorry, the mobs are not level 45, they are just 43. So yeah, sorry about that, but I don't think the overall experience would be a lot or that much different. So yeah, hopefully you can see that, yeah, the damage is really nice. I'm dealing like 2.2 k with ice shards, and if I activate vanish, then it goes up to above 3k. And yeah, the crit chance is 16%, which actually sounds really nice with this many like projectiles going about. So I think I'm critting pretty often. So yeah, so that's the like the basic feeling, and let's potentially kill our character with a boss. Yeah, this other bug where you cannot click on your portal. So the one that I think everybody is farming right now, let's check that one. And here with this boss, yeah, it's really evident that sometimes I have to like stop the ice shards for a bit, because I know his slam is kind of coming, and that is potentially a one shot for me, I think. And because of the ice shards, I just don't see what's going on, you know. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's the one that I wanted to avoid at all costs. And again. Okay, well, we didn't die, thankfully, but yeah, so that's about it. Thanks you guys for watching, and yeah, have a nice day.